This is Sunday Focus, a weekly public affairs program that looks at the topics affecting our society and the people who are making a change in the community each and every day. The people who have vision for the next generation. Sunday Focus presents new challenges for us, keeping you informed with topics of local and regional interest. Now the host of Sunday Focus, Christine Manica.
Hello and good morning and welcome back to another edition of Sunday Focus. There are many great organizations that focus on childcare and the well-being of kids across the Sioux Empire. One of these great groups is the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. Their mission is to nurture, educate, and enrich children and youth for lifelong success. For nearly 70 years, believe it or not, the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire has provided a positive impact on kids and families. They are part of life's little and big moments. When in doubt, they will be there to help you out. Every child is important at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. And joining us to tell more about the organization and programs is CEO Stacy Jones, the Teen and Outreach Director Bradyn Medrano, and Teen Club Member Kellyawna. Good morning, guys.
Hello, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you so much, all three of you, for joining us today. Lots to get into, but Stacy, let's dive right into it. Tell us more about the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Yeah, first of all, absolutely, I would love to talk about it. Thank you so much for having us on to talk about what we do at the Boys and Girls Clubs. Well, like you mentioned, we are a long-standing nonprofit organization in our community. We've been here almost 70 years. We serve approximately 1,500 kids, all the way from ages 4 weeks to the age of 18. So we have a couple of early learning academies where we provide care and enrichment for 4 weeks all the way up to preschool pre-K. And then we have our K-5 enrichment program, which is that after school and summer care for those kids kindergarten through 5th grade. And then we have our amazing middle school and high school program, our teen program, which I know we're going to talk more about today.
Yeah.
Serves a lot of great kids in our community and some exciting things happening for that program as well.
I know with the Boys and Girls Club, it's a national organization, so people are probably wondering, okay, impact, what does it do for us as a local community?
You know, one great thing that I've found since I joined the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire is, yes, we're connected to a national organization, which provides us resources from a knowledge perspective. We don't necessarily receive any funding from them, but they have great resources to help us run our programs. But what they also do is they allow clubs wherever they are in the country and even internationally to do what's best for their community. And what's great about, the Sioux Falls community and the Sioux Empire, we're able to provide the type of care that's really needed for this community. There aren't a lot of Boys and Girls Clubs around the country that do early childhood, like we do early childhood here in Sioux Falls, but there's clearly a need in the community, and there has been a long time, for example. So that's the kind of impact we bring, is we really can tailor our community's needs to what we can deliver, which is, again, kind of why we're so excited about the growth in our middle school program. There's a tremendous need of what's going to happen, and this community is going to meet that need.
Absolutely, and we will get more into that. But really quick, Stacy, I know the last time you were in the studio, we talked about that child care crisis in South Dakota, and we mentioned how the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire has continued to do whatever they can to help families who are struggling to find childcare. Truly fantastic conversation. I know we mentioned that there really isn't a new update right now, but is there anything else that you would like to add from that conversation?
When we spoke the last time, I was really emphatic that we need to continue to have the conversation. And that's what I've seen even in the last couple of weeks. We've had conversations, in front of city council members. There's a lot of conversation happening in Pierre right now about the childcare industry and some potential solutions and what we can do. There's a lot of options out there, and there's a lot of things we've talked about to help the industry and kind of help our community. I'm just really grateful that it's at the forefront now. I think those of us in the industry have been kind of waving our hands for a while that, this was coming. So I'm really grateful that our community is really embracing the conversation right now and taking some action.
All right, now let's highlight those great programs with the Boys and Girls Club of the Sioux Empire. Tell us more about them.
So you wanted me to talk about the teen program or all the programs, would you say?
Whatever you want, Stacy.
We've got time. So I'm especially proud of our early childhood. We use creative curriculum. So those littles are getting educated and getting prepared for school at a very, very young age. We have a top-notch preschool and pre-K that we're incredibly proud of. We have very dedicated teachers and a lot of teachers that have a lot of experience, which is, I'm forever grateful. We've got amazing staff that really help these littles. And then our after school and summer enrichment for those K-5 programs, again, we provide great care, but also great programming. We're not just watching those kids after school. They're getting to experience everything from art to STEM to outdoor play, indoor play, a lot of different programming in a short amount of time. And in the summer, it's an incredible program. They get field trips and that same programming throughout the summer. And then our teen program, we are expanding. We just moved to our Empower campus this year. So we were able to expand that program, give those students more space, give them some outdoor space. We just got some brand new virtual reality goggles that I'll let Bradyn talk about a little bit more to really help our young people with workforce development. So, that career exploration, helping them to see what different careers out there, what they may be interested in, and do it kind of in a real life experience through those virtual reality goggles. And we have some other fantastic programming down there too, but it's really to meet the needs of the community. I mean, I don't know anybody in this community who has not talked about workforce and the need for workforce. Well, this is us helping to grow that workforce.
Absolutely. There truly isn't an area that you don't cover, and you do even guide teens through the challenging years of their lives. And the teen outreach and director, his name is Bradyn Medrano. He's here with us. Hey, Bradyn, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
We're doing great. So tell us about you and your role with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire.
Yeah, so my role is pretty unique. Teen outreach director. So a lot of it's overseeing the teen center and just kind of the operation side and the functionality of it. Making sure we're having everything up to par, but also kind of reinventing, not necessarily reinventing wheel, but just continuing to build upon that, create the partnerships and so on and so forth. The other part, the outreach, a lot of it's just getting in the community. Immediately I seen a need for it, and I seen a lot of people that wanted to give back and they wanted to help, just didn't know how to do it. And that's okay, because a person like me can go in there and bridge that gap and bring in new partnerships, bring awareness to what's going on with our teens. That way we can help serve them, and also help serve the families as well. And so that's a pretty unique aspect to it as well. Just being able to oversee the teen center, but also get in the community and really make a change throughout Sioux Falls and the whole area.
That's very awesome. Now, I don't have this question. This is a curveball for you. Do you have a connection with the Boys and Girls Club, or how did you come to this organization?
So essentially, when I moved here 3 years ago, I was a behavioral specialist over at Axtell Park. And I began actually just part-time driving. I just needed some extra funds, and I always loved working with kids. I actually was a club kid way back in the day, and so I already knew of the organization back in Omaha. But they have a chapter here, so I reached out to them. Was able to do some driving for about a year, and essentially moved over to help with the student success team, which is kind of behavioral based, and then moved from that role into the teen outreach director.
Awesome. Now, when teens come to the Boys and Girls Clubs, what are they interested? Are they all about getting their homework done? Are they discovering what they want to do after school?
Well, the main thing they're interested in is food, right, Kellyawna?
No. Kellyanne's like,
yeah, kind of am. Homework wasn't the essential mindset, what they came there to do as far as like right away, because we understand it. Coming from a school, you go 8 hours, 7 hours of continuous work, and then you come there and you kind of want to relax. But we do push education to the forefront. But the way we do it is we build that rapport first. They build the trust with us. We sit down, we do the homework with them. We encourage that. And if it's not the actual homework from school, because a lot of kids get it done far before they come there, we have other educational curriculum that we do as well. That way we further, enhance, the mind, and we continue to just teach life skills and stuff like that. So we do push homework. Sometimes there's not homework because they're already done with it, and that's okay, but we do push other educational curriculums.
Do they even get homework nowadays? I'm still confused about that, actually.
My daughter doesn't, apparently, but I don't know. Kellyawna, you still got homework? Oh, yeah, she does, because she works with Khalid.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
You go.
Well, homework still exists.
Yeah.
Good to know there. Yeah. If you are just listening, we're being joined by some of the folks here at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. Now, Bradyn, what surprises you the most about teens or young adults that come to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire? What would surprise me is probably the language and the lingo that they use nowadays. I don't know.
It is, but, coming from where I came from, we always had slang. Now the words I don't get. Like I understand my vernacular growing up, but some of the terms they use, I was like, I don't get it. But but then the biggest thing is which I love, but it's the push for the STEM and the science and things like that. Because when I was a kid, it wasn't pushed. It was just you're an athlete, and if you didn't do anything athletic, you were looked at differently. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love a society that it's really changed to enhance the educational side, the technology side, and I love that. I love it because it's okay to be very, very, very smart, and it's okay. You should never feel ashamed for that. So I love that aspect. It kind of surprised me, when I started working with a lot of teens. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Because back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
you played sports, and if you didn't, no, you weren't the cool kid. But I love that aspect.
I agree. I think that's awesome. Why is this age so important too at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire?
It's the most crucial time. When you get to 12, you're starting to discover yourself as a human being, and you're seeking guidance, whether it's at home or it's your mentors or it's your peers. And sometimes if you just don't have that at home, you're searching for it other places, and you're going to go to the nearest place. In this case, is the Boys and Girls Club. So I love that aspect of that because it's crucial. If they're going to seek it out wherever it's at. And sometimes in a negative light and sometimes in a positive light. And so when you get to that 12, 13, 14 years of age, they really are seeking out guidance, but they're really impressionable. And they're learning. Their mind's expanding. And so if they have positive reinforcement, they have positive role models in their life, they're going to gravitate towards that. And it's the structure. So, and I've always understood that from a little kid, from my upbringing. I've always understood that. Like I always wanted someone to look after me. I always wanted someone to give me guidance and mentor me. And now that didn't really take place back then, and that's okay, because now I'm in a position where I can give that to a lot of the kids that I recognize need that. And so it's that 12, 13, 14, and beyond. We all need it as adults, regardless of how old you are. Mm-hmm. But it's that 12, 13, 14, 15, where you can really, really make a dent and change a lot of these kids' lives.
You kind of mentioned it earlier, too. You have a unique niche when it comes to the behavioral programs. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us more about that with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire?
Yeah, so it's called the Student Success Team. Really, it breaks down the behavioral realm, but it focuses on creating behavioral plans, going in there, doing some observations, kind of understanding what's going on with this child, whether it's outside entities that's going on to affect his life, or it's just some things that he's dealing with internally, regardless of age. It's whether it's trauma or just learned behavior and so on and so forth. But it's really unique to our program, whether it's Sioux Falls or nationwide, that we're able to give this to all our families and really, really dive in and break down what's going on with these kids so we can set them up for the future, in a positive light. And I love that aspect because it's like a puzzle, and a lot of times kids are misunderstood. And what we do is we actually get to understand them, get to change lives, and we get to really, really, really get them on the right path. That way they can have success.
Awesome. Stacy, it's your turn for a curveball now.
I'd bring it.
With this behavioral program, what have you noticed since adding it to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire?
What's really impressive are the outcomes. I mean, I was visiting with a bank here in the community, and someone spoke up right away. She goes, "I've got a success story for you." And she was telling me about her friend's son who is in our program and how grateful her friend is because her son had been dismissed from multiple programs because of his behavior. But he has come to us and he has success and he's able to be there and he's making friends and he's got a buddy that's, a few grades above. And it changed not only that child's life because that child was able to stay in our program because we were able to figure out, again, like Bradyn said, the puzzle to make him successful, but also that family. It alleviates a lot of pressure and stress for that family because that child is in a happy, healthy environment and thriving in that environment.
Absolutely. Okay, someone that can give us a little bit more insight about what goes on within the teen group. Her name is Kellyawna, and she's here to tell us more. Hello there. How are you?
Good.
Good. Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, where are you from? Tell us where you go to school and just a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Sioux Falls, and I go to the school, Ben Rifle Middle School, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now, Ben Rifle, that just opened up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really nice inside, doesn't it? What's your favorite class?
Band.
Band. Okay, so you play the clarinet?
Yes,
How long have you been playing the clarinet?
since I was in 5th grade.
If I remember correctly about when you first start band, you're able to choose your instrument. Like you're able to test it out and figure out kind of which one gravitates towards you. So why did you pick the clarinet?
Honestly, I don't even remember.
It wasn't like one of those Harry Potter moments with
Yeah.
like the wand saying you have been chosen. Anything like that?
Squidward,
No.
doesn't he play clarinet?
Oh yeah, Squidward
Yeah.
from SpongeBob. Yeah. Did you like SpongeBob?
I don't really watch it as much.
And Bradyn just dated himself.
Yeah.
Talking about SpongeBob.
That's a funny show.
That's a great show. Okay, Kellyawna. So how long have you been part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire?
I've been there for about 5 years now.
About 5 years. Okay. And you're a member of the teen program. So pretend Bradyn and Stacy aren't here right now. Okay. It's just between you and me. What do you like most about the teen program?
That we'll go on field trips during the summer, and we do culinary class.
Ooh. Okay. What are you cooking?
Sometimes we'll cook pizza, and then sometimes we'll do it for, like, we'll make stuff a day ahead for, like, the family meals.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really cool. Now, again, pretend like they're not there. What's it really like at teen group? Do you actually have fun there?
Yeah, sometimes.
What are some of your favorite memories being a part of teen group?
Sometimes when I was younger, we would, like, at the one on 14th Street, we would sometimes walk to the pool during the summer. We used to play games out because they used to have, like, kind of like a little baseball field out there. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Now, what are some of your goals in life? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a doctor when I grow up.
Ooh. Okay, what kind? Are we talking like pediatric? Are we
Like
talking brain surgeon?
Like a nurse.
Okay,
Or some.
that would be awesome. I think you would make a great nurse. You seem like you care a lot about people, and that's a great quality to have. She's blushing right now. If you can't tell, she's blushing right now. If you were just listening, we are being joined by some lovely folks of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. So what else is available within the teen program or other areas of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire? Stacy or Bradyn?
What else? We do a lot of volunteer work as well. We love getting in the community, and we love showcasing what we all are about at the Boys and Girls Club of the Sioux Empire, as well as the teen program. So that's a big thing. We really, really push that, whether it's getting with Feeding South Dakota, serving meals at the banquet, helping out during the summertime with the Levitt, the setup. We take our teens to our upstairs, which right above us is our ELA, which is preschool, 14 months to preschool age. But more specifically with the preschool kids, we love getting our kids involved. And so those are big things. Another one, we love to give our kids a voice. So if we can do anything to let anybody know what it's like to be a 12, 13, 14-year-old, 15, 16-year-old, we love that. We love that aspect of being able to get in the community and having people talk with them about what's going on current date, because they're essentially our future. So if people can have a better understanding of what's going on through the mindset of a 13-year-old, then they might have a different perspective of what's going on. And so we love giving those kids opportunities like that, but as well as just making some great partnerships, bringing them in, giving kids every opportunity they can to set them up for success. The kids don't know what they don't know. So if they only think baseball, football, and art are the only things you can do in life, that's all they're going to strive for. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that we love doing at our team program is we partner to bring in tons of different types of things. Boys and Girls Club National has several things too that education-wise that we push for our kids, because we want their minds to grow, and we want to open up to a different realm that they didn't even know existed, and we just want them to understand life and what's all to offer. And so I take pride in that, and I know our staff take pride in that, and really, really pushing the narrative of exploring the mind and getting you set up for the future, showing you everything that life has to offer.
Wonderful. And Kellyanne, I'm going to throw you on the spot here for a little bit. Do you enjoy volunteering in the community?
Yeah.
Yeah? How does it make you feel when you go out and volunteer?
Good.
Good. What are some of your, can you remember a time when you volunteered maybe with Feeding South Dakota or another organization in town?
No.
That's okay.
You've been upstairs, right, with the kids?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Oh, not yet. Okay, well, you will. You will. I have a feeling anyway. I can't look into my future crystal ball,
We'll keep
but
her busy.
Well, yes, exactly. They will keep you busy for sure. Anything else new coming up in the future for you guys at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire? I heard that there is an exciting new development going on with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We're incredibly excited for our teen program because this spring we're breaking ground on the first ever Boys and Girls Clubs facility dedicated to a middle school. It's attached to George McGovern Middle School. First ever for this community. Donor funded. Incredibly grateful for the humans that are bringing this to these kids. But it's a over 16,000 square foot facility that will be attached to George McGovern Middle School, and we break ground as soon as winter's done. Whenever that is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. How exciting is that for you guys to be expanding like this?
You know, I will say it's exciting for us. It's even more exciting for the kids that are going to be able to use that facility. We had an announcement last fall in front of the 6th graders, which will be the young kiddos that'll be able to use this facility when they're 8th graders when it's completed. And their excitement and enthusiasm when we talked about all of the amazing programming that's going to be inside their club. I mean, it was deafening in that room, how loud they were cheering and screaming. And we're like, do you guys like to cook? And they're like, yes. And like, we're going to have a culinary program. And they were like, yay. You know, it was just, it was magical. And it was one of my favorite moments being a part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. So yes, it's great that we're growing and expanding, but we're doing it to fulfill our mission and to serve more kids. And we'll be able to serve hundreds of kids at that middle school very, very soon with that dedicated facility. So we're pretty excited about it.
Wow. And I'm assuming with more kids means more opportunities for people to sign up with you guys, and it really responds to the growth here in the city as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing, if you talk to a lot of our community leaders, there is that need to serve this population, that middle school population. Like Bradyn talked about, it's such a critical age when you can make such a difference in a young person's life. So there is a need in our community to have more dedicated programming for these middle schoolers. So yeah, it's going to be amazing for this community. We hope it's not the last club that you see attached to middle school in Sioux Falls. I think it's a proven model. We visited other clubs in other communities. I've traveled to Omaha and toured their clubs. Bradyn has as well. And they have tremendous outcomes, increased attendance in school, increased grades and scores and test scores and everything because they're in school more and they're getting help after school that they need. Plus, they're getting exposed to, like Bradyn said, all those things that they didn't know were cool, but we're going to help expose them to them, like STEM and podcasting and virtual reality and culinary and all that fantastic programming.
Yeah, I don't think we even talked about the VR, the virtual reality that you guys have going on in the teen program. So that's looking into someone's career or future. What's that all about, Bradyn?
Essentially, it's just kind of a career exploration. So basically, it's just kind of breaking down what all be in. Let's say you're doing nursing. And there's different steps in nursing. So we kind of take it step by step, starting at the basics. And you would have essentially an AI that will kind of walk you through that. And you have to pass a certain class. And then you would move to the next step and the next step. So there's things like aeronautics, nursing, they have mechanic work, and so on. So there's 52 right now. And then every quarterly, they add 10 to 12 more. So it's an opportunity. It's kind of a unique opportunity as well, that we're able to experience it with our kids, but then also let our kids understand like there's the vast amount of jobs that are out there in the world. And a lot of them are in Sioux Falls that we don't even know about, you know, because I'm fairly new and I'm figuring out, like, I didn't know Amazon had a place here till like a month ago. But
brand new, yes.
So like my point is just exposing these kids through the virtual reality technology and letting them, you know, find something within themselves. We've seen it already with a lot of things, with a lot of our programming. We have golf that we do, and a lot of kids wouldn't do it at first, and then they tried it and they love it. So it just goes back to the point where it's you don't know what you don't know. With the virtual reality workforce development, it's going to really open up these kids to just different things, and they can go whether straight into the workforce after school, or they can go to a technical school, or they can go to college and go to one of these careers that we're exploring or that we're exposing them to. So I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. We can add a radio DJ on that VR headset, my personal opinion, and I may know a pro golfer that can help kids out if they're working on their strokes or, putting.
Lee Trevino?
You know what? No, I don't know it.
You don't know Lee?
I think I know someone that might know him, though. Maybe I can
Are you
make
talking
some
about
phone
Mario
calls.
Golf? I know him very well. Very well.
Lots of great stuff going on with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. And Bradyn, we kind of talked to Stacy about it. She highlighted how programs at the Boys and Girls Clubs impact kiddos' lives and success stories. Have you had any experiences meeting kids or kids after the Boys and Girls Clubs saying, wow, these programs really helped me now that I'm doing X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, the programs, they always help. The biggest thing that I will say is the rapport that we've built. We have a small team at our team program, but the rapport that we built with our kids is on a different level. We see kids a lot that we've empowered them to speak up when we go out in the community and talk about issues that are going on with them, as well as them coming back as they get older, and just the rapport and the happiness and the joy that they experience when they come back with us. It's like it never happened. 2 years can go by and it's like we never skipped a beat. So that's the biggest success story. I can go on days about that, and as well as the programs, but at the end of the day, it's just the rapports that we build, because when you do that, you instill that trust and you teach these life skills, you set them up for success. And that's what we do every single day.
Exactly.
We have fun. Most importantly, we have fun, but we really, really teach a lot of life skills. We expose them to a lot of things they probably never knew existed. But at the end of the day, we're having fun, because if you're not having fun, I don't know what you're doing. But,
yeah, what's life without fun, right?
Yeah, I'm always joking around. Kellyawna knows it, and so does Stacy. But yeah, that's the most the success story is just when I run into these kids, whether it's at the mall or out Sky Zone. I take my daughter there. I run into kids there, and they're always, well, "What's up, Bradyn?" And just having fun, and I love it. I love it because I get to talk to them about what's going on in their lives and just continue to be that little beacon of light.
Awesome. And before we wrap this up, Stacy, I know you guys just had your gala, but any other events that you guys have coming down the pike?
We've got a golf tournament this summer, our Buffalo Wild Wings Club Classic that we partner with the Brandon Valley Optimists on, and we hold that out in the Brandon community. We serve over 300 kids in that Brandon Valley School District. Yeah, so we have a strong presence in that community, but we get community partners from all of the school districts in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg that come out to that golf tournament. But otherwise, those are our two big events. We're all a little tired after gala, and we're very thankful for our community. Tremendous support for the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we're incredibly grateful.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any more questions for you or about the teen program for Bradyn, where can they go? What's a website or a phone number for people to call?
Easiest place, go to our website, bgcsiouxempire.org, or just Google it. You'll find a lot of great information, but there's always information on our programs that we put out on social media as well. But that's a great place. You can find out about our programs. We give tours all the time, whether it's for early childhood or in our K-5 program and our teen program. So anybody interested. And of course, you're always looking for a place to work. We're a great place to work as well. Anybody who loves working with kids will love working with us.
Awesome. Again, it's Stacy Jones, it's Bradyn Medrano, and Kelly. And thank you guys so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for having all of us.
The largest conservation banquet in South Dakota.
The Sioux Falls Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Banquet, March 22nd at the Ramkota Exhibit Hall.
Over 40 premier firearm giveaways.
Over 120 live and silent auction items.
Special prizes for veterans, women, and kids.
For 35 years, hunters and non-hunters have helped the RMEF raise nearly $2 million for South Dakota elk habitat conservation.
How do I get tickets for your Elk Foundation banquet March 22nd?
It's easy. Go to sdrmef.org.
Thank you once again to Stacy Jones, Bradyn Medrano, and Kellyawna from the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire for joining us this morning. As you can tell, every child is important at the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire. They will be there to help in little and big moments. For nearly 70 years, the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Sioux Empire has had a positive impact on kids and families. Their mission is to nurture, educate, and enrich children and youth for lifelong success, and they hope to continue to do that for 70 more years. If you want to learn more information about their programs and ways that you can help out, visit bgcsiouxempire.org. That's bgcsiouxempire.org. Join us again next week for another edition of Sunday Focus. I'm Christine Manica.
Sunday Focus is a public affairs program of Results Radio Town Square Media, Sioux Falls.